Hi there, Junior Adventurers. It's me, Steve, from the podcast, and it's been a little while since I checked in on you, so I just wanted to share with you a hobby of mine. I don't know if you share this hobby, but it's looking out for locally owned businesses with names that are just wrong enough to make you question the actual humanity of the owners. Like maybe these shops are a front for some kind of alien species or secret lizard man cabal, whatever, conspiracy you like. I guess they're the shop name equivalent of the quote-unquote Disney art you get on local fairground rides and ice cream trucks. And they can range from subtle to extreme. This first one, for example, Living Health. Now that really sounds like a normal kind of shop until you think about it. What is the alternative to that? You can't be healthy and dead. It's just redundant. And then you get like this one, Planet Hair. Again, you can sort of see what they're going for, but it does just bring to mind a huge and horrific space anomaly, like some terrible episode of Star Trek. And you have to just consider at some point when they were thinking of a name for the store, somebody said, hey, how about Planet Hair? And then they just went with that, rather than thinking, do we really want to sell our services with this horrific Lovecraftian vibe? And I guarantee you it's just a normal hair place. There probably isn't. Like, you probably walk in there and come back out again unscathed and retaining of your sanity. But the name of the store just slightly suggests that might not be the case. And then you get ones that are just like amusingly clunky. That again, anybody with just an ounce of foresight would have, had some second thoughts about. In my own hometown, Go Latino tanning therapy. I get what you're trying to say, but no, Corby, you cannot just simply tan yourself Mexican. That is not how that works. And as I say, these are kind of varying degrees of subtlety, but sometimes you walk past something that just, for a moment, legitimately makes you think that you've stumbled into a parallel universe where things are just not quite as they should be. And the one I want to show to you today is something I walked past in my own town. It's the French hot dog advertisement. Now I'm going to leave this on screen. No, actually, just pause for a minute and have a look and tell me at what point, leave it in the comments, at what point you realized you might be looking at something from a parallel dimension where things are just slightly off. But I legitimately cannot stop thinking about this, so I'm gonna break this down for you in the hopes that maybe it'll exercise it from my dreams into yours, where it'll cease to be my problem. So let's break this down. Well, first of all, let's consider the actual name, French hot dog. Now, as a British person, naturally, we've got a Looney Tunes relationship with the French, historically speaking. But even I would say I would not sully the French so much as to say this is just genuinely one of their inventions. I don't think they hate the world that much. They hate the world a bit, definitely. It's kind of their national character. But this much? No, I don't think so. I mean, if the French were going to do their own hot dog, it'd probably be like a sautéed horse cock into some kind of brioche croissant. Something that is both delicious and involves horse cocks, which I understand to be the cornerstone of French cuisine. I don't think they do this, which is, I don't know, somebody decided a hot dog was too complicated. I mean, just you talking about a generic meat tube into some bread, and somebody said, well, what about if we made the bread all the way around, and also the ketchup? What if there were more tubes involved, somebody said. And I don't think that someone was a Frenchman. I understand that Frenching is also some kind of cooking technique. I know that French fries aren't called French fries because they're French. It's because you French something, and freedom fries are called freedom fries for entirely pointless reasons. Pointless but hilarious. But I don't know anything about cooking. I'm not sure I'm willing to research how to make these French hot dogs. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, and I genuinely think they don't exist. They can't exist, surely. Who wills something like this to exist? Well, let's move on to that. Apparently the people who make these are called crunchy snacks. And there's your second kind of, there's a little hint of wrongness here, because these things don't look crunchy at all. Why would a company called Crunchy Snacks make something that is at best chewy and at worst like, you know, something that's probably got the consistency of meat gelatin, I would say, just from looking at the picture. So yeah, I don't buy the Crunchy Snacks. You know, who calls their business Crunchy Snacks? It shows an almost lizard man lack of imagination and foresight. But moving on. The picture, the serving suggestion that you might, on a lunch break, just have 2 French hot dogs and a cup of black coffee with some kind of tomato and best unnamed dipping sauce. Nobody eats this. This isn't any sane person's lunch. It's like a fucking Gold Member sketch. This is the sort of thing you offer to Austin Powers to intimidate him. This is not a real serving suggestion. This is when you have a dream of food and you wake up feeling a little bit ill. This is what this is. But you know, that's not the only way they've chosen to frame this food item. Let's talk about the models. Now this isn't the best picture. It's been crumpled. I assume by the elements, not by people who are overly excited by this. Oh, God, I hope not. But we have some legitimate catalogue model looking people here. You know, if you were in the 90s, in Lithuania or something, I guess. I mean, they're definitely not dressed like real people. Yeah, they're either 90s Lithuanian models or characters from some as yet unreleased Grand Theft Auto game. But, you know, they're hip and cool in whatever their world is, I assume. But look at the way they're eating those French hot dogs. With almost utter disdain. It's like they're eating their French hot dogs while looking at some absolute fucking plebeians eating a normal hot dog that doesn't have bread all the way around. There isn't some kind of a diminishing spiral of snack treat. And again, somebody made this decision. Somebody photographed these guys, said definitely wear that jacket, definitely eat this bad idea, and definitely look like you're aggressively proud of your ludicrous snack choice. Okay, the next thing. Fresh and tasty. Whatever this is, it is neither of those things. It's definitely not fresh. It's probably about 8 months old. These things probably last a long time. Tasty? Okay, well, maybe tasty, because anything can be tasty, really, when you think about it. Everything has a taste. But no, I don't buy it. And, I don't know, the white, almost liquid font they've used there, coupled with that, just that little drip coming out of that guy's mouth. This was an oddly visceral choice in messaging. I don't like it. Okay, and the final one, and this is the important one. You've never tasted like this before. So nearly a sentence, so very nearly a sentence. You've never tasted like this before. I guess tasted can be a doing word. You could go to a wine tasting and be like, yeah, I tasted the shit out of those wines. Tasted them good. Maybe. But it's not quite right, is it? Unless they mean me personally, you've never tasted like this before? I mean, I assume I have a taste. It's like, you know, if I have a smell, I'm probably used to it. I don't think you can taste your own teeth. Can you do that? I'm not going to just lick my own arm in the middle of the street and just to see if this sign is right or not. I don't regularly taste myself. And I don't trust anyone who does. And how do they know anyway? That's the worrying thing. But no, more likely this is just some kind of mistranslation. It probably meant you've never tasted anything like this before, which I absolutely fucking believe. I bet I haven't. Your ludicrous future hot dog. Because hot dogs were somehow flawed, needed improving, needed to be less organic somehow. A hot dog, for Christ's sakes, man. It was already nearly not food. And what have you done to it? You've never tasted like this before, indeed. So yeah, I don't know, and just the way this entire thing hits, like French hot dogs, clearly not a thing, and if it is, it's not French. Crunchy snacks is, that's like you said to a toddler, quick, come up with a company name that makes crunchy snacks. And I'm not even talking like a particularly imaginative or bright toddler. Maybe a really dull one. One without any friends. Fresh and tasty, not buying it. Not buying it. These two, I don't know, I kind of want to see what these two guys are up to now, these models. I reckon they immediately committed some sexy crimes after this. Probably on the run. Maybe all they got time to eat is French hot dogs. Gangster life is tough. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, the whole thing just reeks of not quite right, doesn't it? Just like maybe you paid someone to make a fake advertisement in a video game, and this is what they come up with. Like, they spent way too long on it to come up with something that looked almost real. Or who knows, maybe this, maybe French hot dogs were just a big hit in 90s Lithuania. I'm not a widely traveled man. Maybe I'm just an uncultured asshole. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's not lizard men at all. I don't know.